It's my tiny office. It sits like an old-fashioned foreman's post in the furthest corner of the long room. The cubicle doesn't really warrant a word as grand as office. It is plywood thin, and the top half of it is glass, so that I can look out at the workshop, and, which happens far more often, so they can look in at me. There is a door of sorts, but it doesn't quite fit properly, and I worry that if it does shut one day, I'll never be able to open it. "Judith?" he asks again. "Sorry, absolutely. I'm on my way. Makeup isn't really my thing, but if I'm to be on television, I'd best try and look half decent. Age and the very bright lights dotted all round the shop have bleached my skin enough." In my office is a nice young woman called Angela, the daughter of one of our volunteers. She has offered to help me look less dishevelled for this morning. Angela sits me down in my swivel chair and just about finds room to squish herself in between my feet and the door. She puffs powder onto my cheeks from a spectacular box of tricks, foofs and fluffs my hair with her fingers. "I love your fringe," she says, almost purring. "Thank you." I accept her compliment graciously and try not to think about the nail scissors and the bathroom mirror, the little snippets of grey and white that waft into the basin below as I save myself a trip to the hairdresser. "Have you been on TV before?" she asks. I am perched on the edge of the chair. She is looming over me, dabbing my face with a silky cloth. I remember the grainy footage of demonstrations, leaning in as close as possible to the screen during the news, hoping to see myself, hoping my parents wouldn't. I didn't. Not until I was in my 50s. A placard of mine made it into a crowd scene on a march. I leave my mouth open, ready to tell her what was on the banner when she asks. But she doesn't. "Nearly there," she says, smoothing my hair at the sides. She tucks a few stray ends behind my ear. "I've been backstage in TV studios a few times," I say, making conversation while the technical things happen outside the glass sides of the cubicle. "My late partner was an artist. She did lots of talk shows and interviews." She doesn't ask about Catherine either, who she was, what she painted. "Done." The face in the mirror is a pantomime dame. "It looks heavy like this, but it won't on the screen." I nod. I know it's true. I've seen Catherine painted up like a butterfly look completely like herself when we watch the programme through later. "It's great, thanks." I take a selfie of the pantomime dame me, which I'll send to a few close friends later, for a giggle. The reporter is chatty and encouraging. I don't have time to be nervous. "Welcome back to our High Street." The presenter smiles into the camera as he says it, an honest smile, full of support. "Where we look at all the jobs you could do, if only you knew they existed." His grin is wide and white, and his hand flourishes across the shop. "Judith Franklin is right here on the High Street, right in the middle of a traditional county town, the owner of a mending shop." The cameraman takes one step back to fit us both in the shot. "A place where you can have your own object repaired or pick up one already done to replace something of yours that's broken. Is that an accurate description, Judith?" My throat is a little dry, but I've never had the same problem with public speaking that I've had with more intimate truths, and my voice is strong. "Absolutely. We exist to keep things out of landfill, first and foremost. We restore things that make people happy, and we turn things that might be thrown away into perfectly serviceable objects that get another life. Keep the plastic out of the sea, and keep people thinking about the planet." It's a lecture I know off by heart. I've recited it to newspapers, on radio. I've recited it to friends and funders. Once I even had to say it to an angry customer whose beloved childhood pram had its wheels upcycled by some new and over-enthusiastic volunteers into a go-kart for the youth centre. Our systems are more robust now. "Why hasn't anyone done it before, Judith?" The reporter, his name is Ben, asks. "It's a non-profit," I say, feeling the heat under the powder on my cheeks, glad that it's hiding the flush the huge lights have brought up in my skin. No money changes hands here, and we can't pay wages or...